2 reasons why you should be checking your web stats today. Now, if you have or you are paying for a hosting fee for your blog or your website or whatever platform you are promoting yourself on, if you're using something like a free platform like WordPress.com or one of those blogging platforms, you mightn't have a dashboard, so you mightn't actually be able to check your stats and see where your traffic is coming from. But if you have a paid plan, maybe you're using HostGator or one of those hosting companies, if you contact them, they will tell you how to get into your dashboard, how to have a look at your web stats. Now, the 2 reasons you need to check your web stats every so often is, the first one is to make sure that you're not being robbed blind. Now, this was something that I didn't realize for the longest time, but I found that people were actually robbing my content and sharing with other people. So I used to sell a lot of content on the Warrior Plus website, and I found that if I sold a particular product, for example, say I sold 100 copies of that product, when I went to the download page, I should expect, at maximum, I should find 100 people should be over there watching the videos, downloading the reports, and all those different things. So the maximum should be 100 people. So if you find, when you look at the web stats of one of your download pages, and you find 200, 300, maybe 400 people over there, but you've only sold access to 100, that means there's something going wrong there. There's something funny going along. It's not as if those 100 people are accidentally forgetting all that content, deleting it off their hard drive, forgetting what those videos had said, and they're back over refreshing that content or re-downloading it because it's all been lost. It means that they are sharing your download page. Now, again, I was naive to that for the longest time. I actually had come upon it by accident when I had put one of my product names into Google, just out of curiosity. Again, I can't remember why I did that. I wasn't even looking for anything in particular. Maybe I was looking for just to see was anybody saying anything about it online. But I found that my product was on a pirated website. And when I clicked on the link, I was very, very surprised to find that somebody had bought my product on the Warrior Plus site, and very kind of them had gone over to this forum, had shared the download page, had given them all the details, so everybody was having a feast on my content, or watching the videos, or downloading the free reports, and they were doing it all free for charge, and I was paying for all that traffic. So not only were they robbing my content, but I was paying for the privilege of having them over there robbing my content. So that's one thing you need to be aware of. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, I'm only starting off. Who am I to have something robbed? But I'm here to tell you, you'd be very, very surprised who would be robbing content from your site, or who would be, directing everybody else over to a download page. You'd be very, very surprised. I was surprised myself. I wouldn't call myself a big internet type of person or internet guru type of person, and the niche I'm in, I wouldn't say I am one of the best well known ones in it, but yet people were still robbing my content. So if you do go over to your web stats, have a look at what particular pages are popular right now. Now, if you have a blog or something like that, you can scroll through the pages. It'll probably tell you what your most popular blog posts are. But if you keep scrolling down and down, you will find, if you just keep in mind what the download pages are called, have a look and see what the traffic is like on those pages. Are there more people hanging out there than there should be? If there is, there's a good chance somebody is sharing your content with the world and you are missing out on sales because of it. Now, another reason you should check your web stats isn't just for checking your content from being robbed or stopping your content from being robbed. It's checking to see what is actually working right now. Now, when I used to go over to Quora, that is one of these Q&A websites. So what happens is the public goes onto the website, they ask questions, and people all join in and chime in with an answer. It's something along the lines of, maybe you don't know this site, but there used to be a Yahoo Answers website where people could go over to that site. They could ask a question. You used to find maybe a lot of teenagers maybe having teenage problems with boyfriends and all those different things, and they were looking for advice from older people on what they should do next. They were probably afraid to ask their parents, but they would ask their questions over there. So that was the type of site it was. Now, Quora at the moment it's a very, very popular website, but again, people ask questions over there and the public chimes in with their answers. Now, for the longest time, I used to answer questions over there. I would do maybe 5 or 6 questions per day, and over time, as you're probably well aware, it snowballs. So I would have a look at what questions were being asked. I would look at the questions that I thought that I could answer, and then I would give the best answer I could. Now, on the website Quora, you can actually have a backlink in your profile. So if somebody likes maybe the answer that you gave, they can click on your profile, they might see your domain name or whatever it is, and they can click on that and they can go over to your website. Now, what I found was when I actually had gone through my web stats, I found that for all the work I was doing on Quora, I could find a tiny trickle of traffic going over to my site. Now, Quora was telling me that my profile had been seen 5,000 times, or the questions I had answered this week had been seen by 10,000 people, and all those different things, and all that figures is really impressive. It's, you know, it's making you think, wow, somebody has seen 10,000 of my 10,000 people have seen my answers this week, or so many hundreds of people have been to my profile or whatever. But that's okay for you looking at that stats and getting a big head over there. When you go back to your own website and see what traffic is actually coming over there, you soon realize that it's not all rainbows. You'll find that for all the work you're doing over there, you're building that platform with all the content you're giving away for free, but you're not actually getting anything in return. And what I found that, you know, even though Quora was telling me I was being, you know, watched and read thousands and thousands of times per week, it wasn't showing up in my web stats. Now, that's something you need to keep in mind. If you are maybe doing something on Facebook, or you're doing something on a website, and you are probably trying to drive free traffic from where you are over to your site or your blog, maybe you're trying to get people onto an email list, maybe you're trying to get people over to buy a product, or whatever it is. If, again, you go back into your dashboard for your web stats, have a look and see where the majority of your traffic is coming from. Is it coming from Facebook? Is it coming from Quora? Is it coming from some particular forum that you hang out in? And you will find over time that you'll see which ones are actually working for you. But if you are working blind, like I was for the longest time in Quora, answering question after question after question, presuming that all these thousands of views was going to lead to hundreds of people coming over to my website, if you find that over time that the numbers don't match up, well, then it's time to ditch whatever isn't working and focus on what is working. So if you can imagine you are hanging out in 10 different places, answering questions in different forums, or doing things on Facebook groups and all those different things, if you go back to your web stats, maybe at the end of the week or at the end of the month, you will find some things are working better than others. So rather than you wasting your time working on those 10 places that aren't working right now, ditch the 9 or whatever that aren't working and focus on the one that is working. Now, again, you probably will never know what is working and what isn't working if you just look at it as it is. I'm sure Quora probably bumps up those figures to give somebody an inflated ego to think, well, you know, I'm doing great work over here. Thousands of people are seeing me every day. But again, I'm going on the information Quora's given to me, and it is in their benefit to give me a bit of a swelled head, make me coming back again and again and again, because I am building their platform for them. I'm giving them my best advice. I'm putting on their website. I'm growing their website for them, but I'm getting nothing in return because nobody is coming from that site over to where I am. So pay attention to your web stats for those two reasons. Again, if you're not too sure how to do it, contact your hosting company, or if you have somebody maybe who's a friend or whatever who already has a hosting package, just ask them. Or again, even go to YouTube. YouTube is a great place to find solutions to your question. Just type in your hosting company, type in the dashboard or whatever, it'll show you how to find it, and it'll show you then how to find your web stats. But check your web stats this week, or go back through this past couple of months, have a look and see, you know, is anybody robbing your content? Are some pages a lot more popular than they should be? Because if they are, there's something going on there. And again, then to check and see what's working. Where is the majority of your traffic coming from? You'll be surprised, like I was, that you will find that some sites that you thought you were doing really well on were a complete and utter waste of your time. And it'll save you time and effort in the future. At least it'll help you focus on what is working, because that is, you know, that is where you're going to get your traffic, rather than going on the numbers or the kind of impression that a website will give you, swelling your ego and making you hang over there when it isn't actually working out for you. So have a look at your web stats this week and pay attention to who's on your site and where have they come from. So if you'd like to know more about me, or if you'd like to ask me a question in an upcoming video, you're very welcome to reach out to barryjmcdonald@gmail.com. And if you'd like to know more about these videos, or the podcast episodes, where are they all? You're very welcome to do a search for Writecome. Again, you can do that in Google, or you can do it in iTunes, or wherever you pick up your podcasts. Again, that's WRITECOME.com. Now, on the website at the moment, we have a great free report called Words to Wealth, and in it I'm going to show you 10 ways you can make money from home with your keyboard. Now, anybody can make money from home with a keyboard. In fact, I showed my son one day how to create a line of merchandising products with his keyboard by only putting a few words on his products. Now, if that intrigues you, or you'd like to know what I taught my son, again, go over to the Writecome site, WRITECOME.com, download the free report, give it a go, let me know how you get on with it, and you'll be very, very surprised what you'll be able to do. So, as always, thanks for sharing your time again today. Take care, have a great day. Bye bye.